Hi, I'm Jeff, and you're here. Now, before we get started, Black lives do have and will always matter. There'll be links in the description for you to check out. And, well, I can't say the other thing because the system failed her. But what I can say, I can gently remind y'all that it is our responsibility to protect Black women every single day. Okay, so on today's episode of Jeff Has No Impulse Control, I have gone to Barnes & Noble and I have made some purchases, and so I'm going to show y'all what those purchases are, and y'all can judge me about it later, but just know that if y'all judge me, y'all have to go judge your favorite booktubers. Well, since it's kind of a lot of books, I'm not going to give detailed synopses of them. I'm literally just going to show y'all the books and tell y'all what I think it's about, and we're just gonna see how accurate that is. So I have these bags, oh my god, and these right here. Let's start with the manga first. Okay, so I have 3 manga to show you. Well, I have 3 mangas to show you that I purchased, and 1 manga that I already had, but I will explain, but that will also that will help explain why I have 2 of the ones that I also have. You could do. So first we have No Use Escaping Tomi by Junji Ito. She can seduce nearly any man and drive them to murder as well, period. Y'all. Next we have Tokyo Ghoul the Monster Editions by Sui Ishida. The people are basically, from what I remember, the people are basically zombies, and then there are zombie hunters. Not quite zombies, but like zombie-esque. And there are zombie hunters, and this one guy, he gets turned, and so he's like fighting with his humanity on top of this newfound thing that he has, but then he's finding out how to live in human society under the radar so that, you know, he doesn't get killed. So this one is 456. This one is 789. And I bought the monster editions because I have the monster edition of 1, 2, 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think there are 15 or 18. So I either need 3 or 5 more, and then I'll be done with my Tokyo Ghoul collection. And I'm so excited because the colors, first of all, match, period. And yeah, I really prefer dark animes, dark academia animes, like that's just my thing. And Tokyo Ghoul, baby, I'm gonna read them and then I'm gonna watch the show and we just gonna get it poppin'. So let's get into our books from today. First we have The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I wish this was hardcover, but alas it is not, but that's okay. I don't know anything about this book, and you might hear me say that a lot in this video. I guess we're just playing Jeffy talks about books that she bought that she has no clue what they're about. All I know is that this is adult fantasy. I have the audiobook that I haven't listened to because I really wanted a physical copy. All I know is that she's thick and she's beautiful. She's me, period, Periana. Again, adult fantasy, magic is forbidden, main character, I guess, has it. There are dragons. Everything that I would like in a fantasy is in this book, so I picked it up. Next we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. Mayana Reeves talks about this a lot, and y'all know she's one of my favorite booktubers, so I just had to pick it up and see what's up. This follows Jude and Prince Caden. The main character, Jude, she and her sisters get kidnapped and taken to the high court of Fairy. There's a prince who despises her, so enemies to lovers. We love to see it. That's all I got, and honestly I'm ashamed that I don't know more about this book because Mayana talks about it all the time, and I feel like just from that I should know, and yet I don't. Now we have Stolen Justice, The Struggle for African American Voting Rights by Lawrence Goldstone. I picked this up to continue to build my book club collection. I know there will be a video about that coming out very soon. I just need to take some time to revamp some things and to iron out all the details, because when I did start it was just I didn't have it as prepared as I wanted to. So that's coming. That formal announcement is coming. But really I've just been picking up books that I think will be interesting, and I've been, you know, slowly reading them and getting a feel for what I want this book club to be about. And this wasn't even on my list because I had a list, y'all. This wasn't on it. We have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This follows Victor and Eli. They're college roommates. They both find out that they have these supernatural powers. And now we have How It Went Down by Kekla Magoon. This follows a young man in a hoodie who gets shot and killed. He's black. His name's Tyreek. The shooter, Jack Franklin, is white. So basically no one knows really what happened, but everybody has speculation. So, you know, the truth gets twisted and convoluted because everyone's different point of view is coming across, and his friends and family are struggling to come to terms with what's happened, and they're trying to cope, and this is just how they're explaining how it went down. Now this will probably be a book club pick as well, but if anything, I'll probably just buddy read this with Michelle, as y'all know. Or Kayla. Now we have Jade City by Fonda Lee. There's magic. It's fantasy. It's adult fantasy. I wish I knew more, but what I do know is that Jocelyn Reed talks about this, and she's another favorite of mine, and so I know that she would never steer me wrong, you know, so I picked it up. Next we have The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. This is giving me very much so The Haunting of Hill House at a motel. So this lady in 1982, she went to this motel that was like real spooky and real scary and real paranormal, and then in 2017 her niece went there too, and the same stuff starts happening. Who was talking about this? My boo Princess over at Castle Library. She had put this on her, I think her most recent TBR as well. But my Spoopy Time TBR is already at like 20 books, so I don't even know if I'm gonna get to this one. This is giving me very much so paranormal house, horror, thriller type, and I definitely need more horror books, so this is here. Now we have Training School for Negro Girls by Camille Aker. And I'm going to read the back for y'all. It says, when you're black and female in America, society's rules were never meant to make you safe or free. Camille Aker's relatable yet unexpected characters break down the walls of respectability politics, showing that the only way for black women to be free is to be themselves. Now look, especially with everything going on right now with the Breonna Taylor verdict and the whole Megan Thee Stallion versus...
First of all, not even versus Tory Lanez, because he don't even have a point of view. So, the Megan Thee Stallion situation.
This book is going to be really important. Pretty sure it's going to be a book club pick. But I am really excited to actually get to it. I'm just building my Twisted Tales library. We have Part of Your World and Unbirthday, both by Liz Braswell. Pretty sure one of these I got from Target, but part of your world, the question on the front is, what if Ariel has never defeated Ursula? So basically Ariel doesn't defeat Ursula and Ursula becomes the new queen. Ariel becomes the new queen, but she doesn't have a voice because she still gave that away to Ursula. And Ursula runs the kingdom on land. They believe that Ursula killed King Triton, but it turns out he isn't dead. So now Ariel has to basically go kill Ursula, which she should have been done. And Unbirthday is, what if Wonderland was in peril and Alice was very, very late? So I'm guessing Alice came back from Wonderland and she has just been, you know, enjoying her life, taking pictures. She's an amateur photographer. But when she's taking these pictures, she's starting to see faces of people in Wonderland. So she's seeing the Mad Hatter, she's seeing the Queen of Hearts, and they look distressed. They look like something's going on. And like even the caterpillars, she's seeing their faces, and she even did a self-portrait, and she looked at it and it looked like a dark-haired girl who was screaming for help. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. If you don't know, now you know that my baby sister is so loud, y'all. Alice is my favorite story ever. Like, out of all was she even a princess? Out of all of the Disney girls, Alice is my favorite. And so I had to pick this up. And I think I have like 3 more and then my collection will be done. Now we have How Long Until Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin. This is a collection of short stories. This is a collection of short stories written by N.K. And these short stories are narratives of destruction, rebirth, and redemption. It's the perfect introduction to one of the most important writers of her generation. Next we have The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. This follows a young boy named Michael. He is of mixed race living in London. He's Greek and Jamaican, so he has to navigate not being Greek enough and not being black enough. And he's also gay, so he also has to deal with that and, you know, his role in society. Discovers the drag community and he finally finds a place where he belongs. Everyone has been talking about this. This has been on my list for a while. Next we have The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This has been on my list for so long. And literally when I went into Barnes & Noble, this was like one of the first books I asked for. This is about New York and the boroughs, and I guess like the city just comes to life, and I don't know, but it says on the inside here, this tells the revolutionary story of culture, magic, and myths in contemporary New York City. Every great city has a soul. Some are ancient as myths, and others are as new and destructive as children. New York City, she's got 6. It's the personification for me. Lastly, we have Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. It's been 200 years since Cinderella went to the ball and found her prince, and I guess society thinks that was a good idea, it was a good call, and they're going to continue it. So every year teens are required to go to this ball and find their mate, and if you don't find your mate at the ball, you're never heard from again, so I guess they ixnay your iflay. Now 16-year-old Sophia would much rather marry her friend Aaron instead of go through this ball situation. She attempts to flee and she ends up in Cinderella's mausoleum where she meets Constance, that's her name, where she meets Constance, who is the last known descendant of Cinderella and her stepsisters. It's the feminism for me. It's the romance for me. It's the black main character for me. Now I would hold these up to show y'all all the books I got, but I ain't finna do that. Alright y'all, that's all I have for you today. I had to go because I have more books to read and I have some organizing to do. But I will see you seeing me in the next one. Bye!